In 1983, Toyota released its fifth generation of Corolla, known as the AE86. It had a lightweight chassis, rear-wheel drive, and a manual transmission. Combined with Toyota's bulletproof reliability, the AE86 quickly became a cult favorite. It was popular with street racers, drifters, and automotive enthusiasts alike. 34 years later, Toyota released this, the Toyota 86. It has a lightweight chassis, a manual transmission, and rear-wheel drive. But is the 86 just a clever marketing gimmick to encourage people to buy a Toyota, or does it actually live up to its 86 namesake? My name's Richard Watto, and today we're going to find out what this car's like. Let's start with the exterior. The styling is attractive but unassuming. In fact, a layperson probably wouldn't know that this car is anything special. It has this vent here, which Toyota calls the vortex generator, and the point of this vent is to route airflow in a fashion that pushes the front end of the car down under high speeds. In the rear, instead of a spoiler, there's just a slight curve in the trunk and a diffuser down below. Now, all of these elements of the car function to push the car down and reduce aerodynamic drag. And when I say it reduces aerodynamic drag, it really does. The drag coefficient on this car is just 0.29, which is better than a Porsche 911 Turbo. One of the disappointing things about this car is the trunk. I would have expected it to have a rear hatch, but it has this kind of awkward little trunk with a tiny opening, which doesn't allow you to pack many things in. It only has a 6.9 cubic foot storage capacity here, which is about enough for a man purse, a slightly larger man purse, and a 1970s themed man purse. So there's that. It's big enough to get groceries, I guess, but it's not really something that you can put a mountain bike in or pack in a lot of things into. A hatchback opening would have helped make the most of the 86's limited cargo capacity, but Toyota was likely concerned with maximizing the stiffness of the frame and saving weight when they designed this trunk. The same can be said about the rear seats, which are great for short rides for some people, but at 5'10", the back of my head was touching the rear window. And speaking of weight, the 86 only weighs 2,774 pounds, and it looks just like any other car on the road, just like the original AE86. The 86's motor is a 2-liter 4-cylinder horizontally opposed engine with 16 valves and variable valve timing. It puts out 205 horsepower and 156 pound-feet of torque. Power is routed through a 6-speed manual transmission, but you can also buy this in an automatic. The manual version of this car comes with an aluminum intake manifold, which adds 5 extra horsepower. This car comes with a Torsen limited slip differential, and the 86 also has a fully independent suspension, which not only improves handling, but also ride comfort. The simple but functional styling trend continues with the interior. This telescoping and tilting steering wheel allows a driver to select the perfect driving position, while these supportive bucket seats hold the driver in place during spirited cornering. The car also has a 7-inch touchscreen display and an 8-speaker stereo surround sound system. It doesn't come with navigation as standard, but that's okay. It also has a traction control button, a 6-speed gearbox, windows, a windscreen. It's pretty simple in here, but it's very comfortable. The car also has vehicle stability control, traction control, anti-lock brakes, and 6 airbags. The 86 gets 4-star crash test ratings from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and it gets good ratings from the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Let's see what this thing is like to drive. Now, the Mazda MX-5 is widely regarded as the king of the simple sports cars. People's chief complaints about the MX-5 are the noisy interior due to the convertible roof and the lack of rear seats. The Toyota 86 is about 442 pounds heavier than the MX-5, but you get 2 extra seats in the back and 50 extra horsepower. That extra horsepower allows you to accelerate to 60 miles an hour in a little over 6 seconds, and it continues to accelerate up to its top speed of 134 miles per hour. The ride in here is firm, but not so uncomfortable that it's difficult to go over bumps. and I could easily drive this on a long road trip without feeling fatigued. Now you do have to use premium fuel in this car, and it only returns about 21 miles per gallon in the city and 28 on the highway, but we can forgive that if we consider this to be a sports car, which I do. And now I can't show you whether this car is great at drifting around a track because I don't have access to a skid pad, but I can tell you that the electric power steering, which I expected to be slow and disconnected, actually gives good feedback and is very responsive. This is really fun. I mean, 205 horsepower may not seem like a lot, but in a car that weighs 2,774 pounds, it is sufficient and sporty and a lot of fun. I think the Toyota 86 is a really well-balanced car, with a high-revving engine, a really fun manual transmission, and an amazing suspension. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much, and please like and subscribe.